Okay, in this video, I'm going to be showing you my revised Interceptor deck for the Wyvern card game. I made a video of my Interceptor deck a while back. If you'd like to see it, all of the Wyvern decks that I've made videos for are in a playlist. So you can just click on my playlist and you can see all the different ones that I've made decks for. And this will be my revised version of my Interceptor deck. I decided to just make a video for it just because. This is a little insert that came with the Phoenix expansion. It explains the rules for playing hidden actions and intercept actions. I'm going to bring this up. Hopefully the focus will work. There we go. And I will read it. This explains how this works. Play immediately after your opponent has chosen a dragon to use for attack and has announced which card he is attacking. If your opponent is attacking a face-down card, you play the intercept action before the card is turned face-up. Now, if it's a face-up card, you still play the intercept action, but the fact that it's face-up, it doesn't matter. The attack begins with the interceptor. It's intercepting the attack. And in this case, the card stays face down if it's face down. If it's face up, nothing changes, obviously. If the interceptor has a base strength, the attacking dragon must kill the interceptor before reaching the intended target of its attack. There is one interceptor I think there's only one in the game that is not a creature, and I have one copy of that card, so I do have it in this deck, so I will be showing that in a bit. But in every other case, you're intercepting with a creature. I don't know if there are any other interceptors. I think there's just the one, and it's not a creature. I'll show you how that works when we get to it. All right, where was I? If the interceptor has a base strength, the attacking dragon must kill the interceptor before reaching the intended target of its attack. The attacking dragon and the interceptor fight a normal battle with the interceptor counting as a dragon in the row attacked. That's important. You have to understand that even though it is not a dragon, as my focus just loses its mind. Jeez. All right. We'll hold it back here. It does count as a dragon, even though it's not a dragon, technically, which you'll see. It does count as a dragon in the row it's being attacked. So you have to assume that your interceptor is now in the row, and it counts as a dragon. If the outcome is anything other than the interceptor being killed, the battle phase ends immediately. That's important. This means that the interceptor could lose the battle, but survive with a golden apple or fountain of youth, and the battle phase would still end. If the battle is canceled, the battle phase ends. The most common way to cancel the battle is night, which is in this deck. Okay, we'll turn this over and make sure you can read it once we get the focus to work. All right, I think that's good enough. I'll try to hold it while I read it. If the interceptor wins the battle, the losing dragon dies and the interceptor is discarded. So it goes away regardless, ending the battle phase. If the attacking dragon does not kill the interceptor, if the attacking dragon does kill the interceptor, it then immediately attacks the card it originally intended to attack. If the intercept action does not have a base strength, follow the instructions on the card. Intercept actions are always discarded after use. So you're intercepting the attack, but if they don't kill it, if you can just keep it alive, the attack never goes through to its intended target. So if I save my interceptor with a golden apple or fountain of youth, or cancel the battle with night, that's it. And even though they won the battle, they do not get to attack their intended target. All I have to do is prevent it from dying. Even though it's going to go away after the battle, it'll go away regardless, but their attack will never hit the intended target. So the idea behind interceptors is you're going to play defensively. Your goal is to stay alive long enough until you can figure out a way to win the battle. Hopefully you win right away. You win with your Interceptor and kill their attacking dragon. But if not, you keep it alive and hopefully you get them next time. So it's a little bit of a tricky deck to play. You have to be patient. You're going to be swapping out a lot. My original deck had like 4 or 5 Dragon Slayers in the deck because in lieu of attacking, you're going to swap out, or you could play a Dragon Slayer and just not, and then you skip your battle phase, and then on their turn you'll play your Interceptor if you want to. So I originally went with 4 or 5 Dragon Slayers. I only have 1 Dragon Slayer in the deck now. I'm not sure which deck is better, but hopefully I'll find out if I can play this deck some more. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But anyway, this is the deck. I'm going to go through all the cards. There are 24 cards in the Dragon Lair. 15 of them are terrains. I could take out this. There are 4 Oasis terrains in the deck. The Oasis counts as both a desert and a lake for a terrain. And I'm running the lake terrain dragon Lacustrian. That's the only reason Oasis is in this deck. If I took it out, I would still have 8 lake terrains, which is plenty. So I don't need this, but since I'm going to be swapping out a lot in this with this deck, I don't mind having 4 extra cards in the deck. Having 24 cards in the Dragon Lair is fine for me, but I could take it out and just go with 20. So there's 4 Oasis, and then we have 4 lakes, of course, because that's the basic terrain. And then we have 4 frozen lakes. So you've got 12 terrains. If you had all of these in your discard pile, Lacustrian's strength would be 26, which is absurd. You're probably never going to get that, but that is the highest it could get to. And then I have 3 fields of gold just for gold generation. I could possibly take these out if I find that I don't need the extra gold. I could take them out, but I don't think I'm going to, but you never know. So here's that native terrain dragon, and his base strength is 2, and he costs 4, which is a bad rate. But when you add in native terrain lake times 2, so if you have 4 lake terrains in your discard pile, that's 8 plus the 2, he'd be a 10 strength. And his base strength is only 2, but his current strength would be 10. It's the number of lake terrains times 2, and he starts at 2. So a very hard dragon to kill. While I'm trying to win with interceptors, if I'm unable to, this is my other way to win, hopefully, with this dragon, and I can keep it alive. This is a very defensive deck, so I have ways to keep it alive, just like I'm keeping my interceptors alive. That is the concept of the deck. Although I don't want to have that being my only option. Basilisk is another dragon I could attack with. I'm definitely going to attack with Lacustrian once he's big enough. If I have a clear target, I'm not going to attack face down cards except with a scout. I have 2 scouts in the deck. But Basilisk can take out anything in the front row. It'll kill itself and the dragon, but that is definitely a card I want in this deck. I can keep it alive if I needed to by intercepting attacks directed at it, like if it's face down and the opponent attacks the card. I could intercept, but I don't necessarily need to. And the last one that I will attack with, other than my 2 scouts, is Mixcoatl. Mixcoatl is in here for the gold when you play Gold Dig, but if as an attacking dragon, his strength is equal to the number of gold pieces you have, which at the start of the game, if I played this on turn 1, I would have 19 gold. So he'd be a 19 strength dragon. That is yet another way I can win battles. He's very difficult to kill when he's attacking. On defense, I'm going to use the cards to keep him alive if I need to, or just let him die and play Gold Dig for 6 gold. Okay, if I need to attack a face down card, Kioh Lung is one of the dragons I'm going to use because if he loses a battle, I get to draw a card, and with my ability to keep my dragons alive, Golden Apple and Fountain of Youth, he loses the battle, but he doesn't die, and I get a card. And if he does die, so what? I still get a card. So Kioh Lung is an appropriate dragon, and I have one flying dragon in case I need to hit the back row with a face-down card, and I get a card if I hit a terrain. So those two, I only need 2 scouts in this deck because I'm not really going to be doing much attacking, but just in case. Abraxus is in this deck to help keep Lacustrian alive or anything else that I want to keep alive. It's a risky card. All you get is a +3 bonus in the battle, and you're giving up the battle position of Abraxus. So he would die, and you might still lose the battle, in which case you've lost 2 battle positions. That's why I say this is a risky card. This is one of the few decks that I would use Abraxus in, and it's possible that I won't stay with it. We'll see. If I ever get to play it enough, I'll see. The other one to keep Lacustrian alive, again, my main idea here is to keep Lacustrian alive. Other dragons possibly. If Lacustrian's about to die, I can have this guy die instead. Kane-Kua-Ana is excellent for that. Not a dragon that you want to be attacking with. And you certainly don't want to get in battles with him. You're hoping that he just sits there and you use him only as a safety valve. Okay, then we have Lambton Wurm, which goes in just about every deck I make. Probably is in every deck I make. You can get back a lost battle position 1 time with him, and that's why he's in every deck. He's an amazing dragon. And the other dragon that belongs in this deck is Lindwurm, because he can lose a battle without dying. I could intercept if he's attacked, or I could just let him lose that 1 battle without dying. I can golden apple him, and he can survive again. Just a good defensive dragon. So that's the dragon lair. Now, there are 13 interceptors. Here, we'll go with this. There are 13 interceptors in the deck. I could play more. I'm not sure. Ape, there's only 2 copies. This is a 2-strength interceptor for free. The reason you play Ape in this deck is all you have to do is keep it alive. You're not as likely to win battles with Ape, but you could. And this is a defensive deck, so I fight pretty good on defense, which I'll show you in a second. I could win the game. They could attack. I could intercept with Ape, and with the cards in hand, I could win the battle, and their dragon could die. So it is potential, and it is free. I could run 4. I'm currently just running 2, but I could change that. Opinicus is the next one. He costs 1 gold for a 3-strength interceptor. And again, these interceptors count as dragons in the row. Even though they're not dragons, they are effectively dragons for the purpose of cards that you're playing, which matters in the game. So 3-strength interceptor for 1 gold. It's some people might think this is a really good rate. You're getting a 3-strength dragon for 1 gold, but you see the interceptor goes away whether you win the battle or not. So it doesn't stay. It's a 1-shot use. So ideally, I should probably run 4 apes and 4 Opinicus. I'm running 3 Opinicus. And the reason I'm only running that many is I want to use my bigger interceptors to give me a better chance to win the battle. I'm trying to win the game. It could be, I could do it with the little interceptors, but now we're going to show you the bigger interceptors. Here's Seahorse. So for 2 gold, you get a 4-strength interceptor, which gives you a better chance to win, but you've got to pay the gold. So 3 copies of Seahorse. And then we have 2 copies of Lynx, which is a 5-strength interceptor, but it costs 3 gold. So I'm running 2 copies of Lynx. I don't see any reason to run more than 2. I could take them out if I want to just go with little smaller ones. And then 2 copies of Phoenix, the great big 6-strength interceptor, for a whopping 4 gold. This can really drain your gold. Now, the thing with the interceptors is the strength is their base strength. So this interceptor counts as a dragon with a base strength of 6. So all of them are base strengths, and that does affect combat. You need to remember the differences between current strength and base strength. It's important to understand those differences. So this is the one non-creature interceptor in the deck. It's the only copy I have. I could run more, but 3 gold is a lot. It redirects the attack to any card that I want the dragon to attack, assuming it can legally attack it. So I can't redirect a non-flying dragon's attack to a back row. I could only direct it to a front row. But if I could redirect a 4 or bigger strength dragon to a frozen lake and kill it, that would be a really good redirect. So I'm intercepting the attack, but I'm really redirecting. So it's a different concept. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this in the deck. I want to try it and see how it plays. I just need to find opportunities to play this deck. All right, fighting is all defense. So I will attack sometimes, like I said, with Basilisk, but you don't play battle actions with Basilisk, Mixcoatl, and Lacustrian, and of course my 2 scouts. So there are 5 different cards that I might attack with. The rest of the time I am sitting back on defense. Once a battle begins, whether it's with an interceptor or with a dragon, I have 12 strength modifiers to fight. Royal Archers are very good. You get +2 for 1 gold, which is the same as like a magical sword. But you can only play this. You can only play this when defending. You can't play it on a flying or subterranean dragon. So I can't use Royal Archers with Mixcoatl, but I can use the other one. I'll show you that in a second. However, if target dragon survives the battle, I only have to survive. It doesn't. If I die, then I can't do this ability. But if I keep it alive, and that includes the Interceptor, put a +1 or -1 strength counter on any face-up dragon. Now, I can't put it on my Interceptor because the Interceptor goes away, but I could put it on the guy that just attacked me, and let's say I kept them alive, and now he gets a -1 counter, and then his attack would go through to the intended target. But now he's got a -1 counter. So 4 of those. Then I'm running 4 castles, which for 1 gold you get +3, and only when defending. I can use this card on Mixcoatl. It doesn't matter that he's flying. Also on Delphyne, the flying scout. So I can use that. And I'm running 4 archers, which is a free +2. This is like giant ants for subterranean dragons. You get +2. This can only be used when defending, cannot be used on flying or subterranean dragons. So Delphyne and Mixcoatl, I can't use archers with. But there's enough that I can, and I'm rarely going to defend with Mixcoatl. If I end up doing it though, I can hopefully keep it alive. So I'm also going to run 2 copies of Windsock Banner because of the archers. That's the only reason to play this. I don't think I need to play more than 2 copies. I just need to get 1 on the battlefield. All my archers get +1, and they can't be stopped by any battle action or reaction cards, meaning my opponent cannot use magnetic field when I play one of my archers in battle. They can't counter it. So that's a really good card. I think 2 is the right amount for this deck. Okay, 12 cards to keep my dragon or interceptor from being killed. 4 copies of Knight to cancel the battle, which stops their attack. Their attack does not go through. 4 golden apples to keep him from dying. I lose the battle, but they don't die, so the attack ends. And 4 Fountains of Youth for the same thing. It does exactly the same as Golden Apple, but it's a treasure. And that's just giving me lots of ways to stay alive. This deck is designed to hopefully frustrate your opponent as they find it very difficult to destroy your battle positions. It's a survival deck. So 4 magnetic fields. If I'm going to get into battles, I need magnetic fields that counter any purple card. It is expensive at 2 gold, but it is the best card in the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is the best card in the game. From just the few little constructed tournaments I played at Gen Con, this card was the main reason you lose. it's or win for that matter. So 4 magnetic fields, 4 gold digs for the fields of gold and Mixcoatl. You get gold equal to the number of gold symbols on the card on the top card in your Dragon Lair discard pile. So it's a very situational card. It only works by swapping those cards with the gold symbols. You have to swap them out, and then you play Gold Dig. Or if Mixcoatl's killed in a battle, now he's the top card of your discard pile, and Gold Dig generates 6 gold, which is a ton. So 4 of those. And then for card draw, I'm running 4 Meteor Showers. I could go with 4 Whirlpools, which is an action card. You pay 1 gold, you draw 2 cards. Apollo is a battle action card. You pay 1 gold, you draw 2 cards. The reason I'm not doing them for now, and I might change this, is that adds gold to the cost of the deck. Meteor Shower can be very powerful, but then again, I am giving my opponent 5 cards, so it's not always ideal to play this. The best time to play this is when your opponent has 5 or more cards and you have 4 or less cards. Ideally, they have 6 or 7, 6 or more, and you have 3 or less. Now it really is a good payoff. It might be better for me to play Whirlpool because I can just draw 2 cards in my action phase. That might be better. My opponent doesn't get anything. And that's something that I'm going to hopefully get to play test and see. So I'm using 1 Dragon Slayer as just another safety valve, another way out if my opponent has a big problem dragon, say like Lacustrian, one of those native terrain dragons, or just some other big hard dragon to kill. Sir Galahad will hopefully do it. Now I can't slay the dragons that are immune to Dragon Slayers. I have to fight them or somehow beat them in battle with interceptors. They can be a problem. But Sir Galahad, I think, is usually better than Jason unless you're really concerned about small dragons. Then you'd rather play Jason or just play Sir Lancelot, which slays a dragon 3 or less strength. Jason slays anything, but it costs 1 more gold. So I think Sir Galahad is the right card because I think the only problem for this deck can be really big dragons that can give me problems. But who knows? We'll see how it plays. And then finally, 1 copy of Volcanic Eruption, which allows me to get back any card from my discard pile. So I could get back Galahad, I could get back anything I need. And you're limited to 1 copy in the deck. You used to be able to play 4, and people would play Stranglehold, make you discard 2 cards. Then they'd play Volcanic Eruption, get it back, do it again. So you lost 4 cards in 1 turn. And when that started happening, I only know this. I never played in those tournaments when it happened, but they said it was very disruptive, and people said we really should limit this to 1 card, and it was a pretty unanimous consensus. Everyone agreed. This card and Kiss of Lasukube are limited to 1 card per deck. I could run Kiss of Lasukube. If I ever did a sideboard, it would absolutely be in the sideboard. I'd have 1 copy without a doubt, along with probably Jason or Sir Lancelot. I've never used sideboards in Wyvern. We never played them, and I would like to do it, but that's a lot of work to build sideboards. Anyway, that is my Interceptor deck. I hope you liked it. If there's a deck that I have not built that you would like to see a video of, it's possible I could build it. Put it in the comments saying, could you build this deck? This type of deck. I might be able to do it if I have the cards. I have a decent collection of cards. I don't have every card in Wyvern, but I have most of them. And I can probably build a deck and make a video if there's a certain deck you'd like to see. If I can't, I'll let you know in the comments. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed my Interceptor deck. Hopefully I will get to play this and make a video of me playing it against either my 2 friends who currently play Wyvern with me are John and Ben. We're looking for more. If anyone's in the Chicagoland area and would like to play Wyvern with us, leave a comment and we can set up a time and meet and play some Wyvern. Have a lot of fun. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.